Hey there guys, Luke here with the Outdoor Gear Review. Hope you're all doing well. Of course, I want to thank you for joining me for this episode. We are going to be continuing with our water treatment series. And previously we talked about boiling, and with this one we're talking about a product known as Aquamira drops, also known as chlorine dioxide, not to be confused with chlorine or bleach or so on and so forth. This is a completely different type of product. Now when it comes to treating water, there's a number of different ways to do it. And each one has a pro and a con, and sometimes multiple of each. Now with these Aquamira drops, I have to say that I really do like them. It's lightweight, it's easy to do, it's very quick. Now like an example with fire, it's a fantastic way to treat your water, but it's not practical in a lot of situations. If you're in a survival situation, that's something completely different. But if you're a backpacker, a hiker, makes no sense to stop and build a big fire to boil your water. You're talking about a process that takes hours just to get a drink of water. Even in bushcraft, if you have to be on the go, boiling water isn't a very good option. With UV light, that's another great option, but it does require batteries. It does have a UV light bulb which can burn out. Batteries go dead, so on and so forth. So you can see there, more pros, cons. It's also lightweight, so on. There's also tablets, which work really well, but there's a process. Drop so many tablets for a certain amount of water, release the cap, release the air. I mean, there's a big process to it, and I'm just not a big fan of those. But I am a big fan of the Aquamira drops. And, as we go over the process, you'll see why. It's very simple, it's very affordable, and it's very friendly for backpackers, bushcrafters, and survivalists. Alright guys, here's the product known as Aquamira drops. Very nice, pretty small. Inside of this package you will find 2 bottles, because there are 2 parts to this process. Each one of these bottles weighs an ounce, and so you have part A, which is the neutralizer, and part B, which is the activator. And this right here is your little mixing cap. Now, what you'll be doing for this process is 7 drops for 1 liter into the cap of part A. Then you will take 7 drops of part B on top of that and let it activate for about 5 minutes. Your clear solution will eventually turn like a fluorescent yellow, and that means it's ready to rock and roll, and that should be after 5 minutes. Then of course you add that to your water and you wait. And of course we'll go over the details and instructions of this just in a moment. With this product, there is a shelf life to it. On the bottles, there is an expiration date, which you might be able to see. It says July 2015. Now from what I have read from on the internets is that this product will stay good as long as when you mix up your solution that it turns that bright yellow color. If it doesn't, then it's no longer working and you should discard it. But on average, the shelf life is 4 years. These 2 bottles right here will treat up to 30 gallons of water, which is very impressive considering the size of this. Now, if you're an ultra lighter and you have to have everything super duper lightweight, you can buy smaller bottles to put the solution into. So you can even go lighter and you can tailor it for the trip that you're going on, if you're inclined to do so. Now it's time for me to show you guys how to use this product. I live on a public road, so there's a lot of traffic, so I'm not going to record this part, but I will be going to the creek and I'm going to get some water to fill this up. Now, this is a 1 liter bottle, 32 ounces, and here's just a regular cup. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fill this up with water and I'm going to dump this in, making sure not to get contact with the rim of this bottle. I mean, if you get water on this, then you're going to have an additional step. You're going to have some way of treating that, because if your water is contaminated, as soon as you take a sip, you're going to be contaminated as well and possibly get sick. One thing that you can do is use an alcohol wipe if you happen to have one and go around the rim if you get it wet. But the easiest thing to do is not do that. Fill it up, your cup, dump it in, and there you go. You don't have to worry about such a step. I'm going to go ahead and do this now, and I'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, we're back now. We have our water from the creek. It's fairly cold, but right now we don't have any humidity, and it's also pretty chilly too, so it doesn't look like it's condensing yet. We just used our cup And like I said before, we just got the water and slowly dumped it in, making sure not to get any around the rim. We're now ready to go ahead and do this process. And I'm going to move the camera over so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So here you have it, guys. You have part A, you have part B. For 1 liter of water, you're going to be putting in 7 drops of A, 7 drops of B. Very simple. Go ahead and put this in. 7. There you go. 7 drops of A. Now we're going for 7 drops of B. There you go. And once you have it in there, just kind of mix it up. Already it's starting to turn a little bit yellow color. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But now that you have this in here, you are going to be waiting 5 minutes. We'll come back then. Alright guys, it has been a little bit over 5 minutes, and as you can see, the solution has turned a very bright neon yellow, and that means that it is ready to go. Since our solution is ready, we can go ahead and add it to our water. There's a slight bleach smell to it. Kind of smells like a swimming pool, to be honest. But we'll go ahead and introduce this to our water, just like so. Try to get as much, all of it in there. Okay. Go ahead and put the lid on. Tighten it. And shake it up just a little bit. And now you're ready to go. So to go over that one more time, it takes 7 drops of A and 7 drops of B. You mix those together, you wait 5 minutes, your solution turns a bright yellow fluorescent color. You then add that to your water and you wait 15 minutes. Now if your water is extremely cold, if it's kind of murky, kind of dirty, you'll want to wait 30 minutes. Since we have 15 minutes to kill, I'm going to go ahead and go inside and actually drink some coffee while we wait. I'll come back and then we'll, of course, take a sip. We'll talk about some pros and cons, the taste, so on and so forth. Here's a pro tip, guys. A lot of long-distance hikers prefer using Aquamira drops. And you know, a lot of people don't carry hydration bladders. So this is what they do. They will have one bottle that they drink from, and when they come to a water source, they'll fill up another bottle and treat it. And that way they can hike and drink while this bottle is, you know, doing its thing. And in the future, you can drink it and then repeat the process. When you start drinking from this one, you drink, you know, you start treating your other bottle of water. Alright guys, thanks for joining me back again. It has been 15 minutes and we are now ready to drink some fresh water. Looks crystal clear, there's no tint to it. Shake it up once more, why not? First thing I'm going to do is just smell it. And there's a slight odor that kind of smells like a swimming pool, very slight. Tastes 100% normal. I don't detect any sort of flavor of like pool water, any chlorine, anything like that. Some people have said that they do taste that chlorine taste to it. But for myself, I don't notice it. Not at all, really. I mean, nothing at all. I wonder if they're not kind of smelling it and thinking they're tasting it at the same time, you know what I mean? But either way, of course, if you're one of those individuals who doesn't like the taste, you can always add a little bit of Gatorade to it, some Crystal Light, something like that, something to flavor it just a tad bit, and you probably won't even notice. You know, when it comes to different ways to treat water, this really is a fantastic method. The entire little package weighs about 3 ounces. 3 ounces, that's absolutely nothing. It works fast, it's super simple to do, there's no taste to it, and unlike, boiling water, it doesn't require as much work, it's a heck of a lot faster, and also, when compared to like UV light, it's not as fast as UV light, but then again, you don't have to worry about batteries, you don't have to worry about the bulb, you don't have to, worry about treating it too delicately, so there's definitely some pros and cons right there. Also, it should be mentioned just how cheap this is. you have the ability to treat 30 gallons of water for 12 bucks. 12 bucks. That is absolutely amazing. And you know, honestly, if you're a backpacker, a bushcrafter, if you're into survival, this is a fantastic little bit of kit to have, you know, in your collection. You know, if nothing else, throw it in the back, forget about it. You might need it later if you decide not to use it. Especially if it has a shelf life of 4 years. You know, you might be glad one day that you actually have it in your home. I'll go ahead and show you the packaging one more time. There you go. You know, it's extremely lightweight, it's effective, it's easier and quicker than fire, and doesn't require batteries like UV light. And you know, also, it's a whole lot more straightforward to use than, say, tablets. So, not too bad, guys. Here's another pro tip, guys. Anytime that you're carrying some sort of fluid, such as these Aquamira drops, you will want to make sure to keep them in an extra storage bag. That will give you that much more protection, you know, just in case these bottles leak, and they're known to leak from time to time. Fluid has a way of finding its way out. So, you know, if you add a little bit more protection, you can protect your gear. You may also protect yourself from actually losing that fluid. Even if the bottle leaks, you still may have it within your bag. Alright, for this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support of the channel and so on. It's greatly appreciated. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and join us on our Facebook page, The Outdoor Gear Review, and our website, theoutdoorgearreview.com. Guys, be well, take care.